If you had to do your life all over again, what wouldn't you do? And you can't say hire me.
I wouldn't work.
Oh. What would you do for money?
I don't know, be a gigolo.
What up, friends? It is one foggy day. We're easing our way out. A couple days, I don't know what it is, December 5th, 6th, something like that. We got a little spot between two pressure systems, and Petee and I are heading out. What's up, Petee?
Well, nice foggy, cool day.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome, friends. What up, friends? Something like that. I think that's my tagline. So, man, we came out in a fog today that was just crazy. And we finally got out. We've been hunting and packing for a couple hours. Sea bass is on the agenda today. We got 5 in the cooler, and we're gonna hunt some more down. I think I'm on a spot now that we can actually start recording. Petee strikes blood with a nice sea bass. Got to be 13 inches. Lay her down. No, he ain't gonna make it. I don't think this is a legal one, but we're having to lay these right on the bottom today. And there's so many ringtails. So, and my SD card is low, so I can only record so much. But like I said, he's a little guy, but that's good news because that means they're here. This is either the one or two. Yeah. A double. Neither of them are legal, unfortunately. Double here too. Yeah, I'm gonna measure this one just for grins. Measure him, and if he's good, we'll stick him in there. Man, these things hit. You know when it's sea bass, that's for sure. Yeah. Like a ton of bricks, and he's probably not even legal. It's the way these guys go. They fight, man, they fight hard. 13 inches is the limit. We probably caught 10 that are 12 and a half. Wouldn't you know, you turn the camera off for a minute, you come up with a legal sea bass. That's how she goes. That one will be about 14 and a half inches maybe. Nice fish. Wait a minute. Where are you? Oh, there you are. My boy Pete with the ringtail flipping in the back. That's about a good 14, 15 incher there. Way to go, Petee.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, maybe this was one, but his initial pull was a 20 incher. And his coming to the top's a 12 incher. Yeah. He's another one of those 12.5. I don't think this one's big enough, but we'll give him a shot. Ah, he might be. He's a fooler, that one. We'll take him to the front for a measurement. All right, we are 3 away from our limit, so I thought I'd take a minute and tell you what I got going here. Chicken rig. If you want to know how to tie a chicken rig, check my shorts. I have an 8-ounce lead on here. I went down to an 8. I lost a 12. Basically, with some squid. I have a 5/0 circle at the top and a 3/0 circle at the bottom. I reserved the big hook at the top for big fish, I guess, huh? I don't know. Just basically, I count mine down about 9 or 10 seconds or till the line goes slack, and then I reel up tight. Sometimes I just let it lay on the bottom. Sometimes I reel it up. Today, I don't know, it doesn't really seem to matter. There's bottom. Now I'm going to reel up to it because I probably got some slack. There's a fish on already. But I don't think that's the fish we want. I'm going to let it back down with him on it. see if we can't attract a big boy. It'll be a hell of a fight if something hits it. If I get 2 sea bass on there. Yeah. Attracted any, so we're gonna bring him up. And there he is. He's almost legal. Almost, only counts in horseshoes. Well, I guess it almost counts in a couple nowadays in the board. What's that board name, Petey? Cornhole. It almost counts in cornhole too. I'm gonna bet this is a keeper. Yeah, like a ton of bricks. Most aggressive fish I think I've ever fished for. And he's not even a keeper. And he hit it like a damn mutton snapper. Oh well. Oh, a double. A double. Probably neither of them are legal. This one might be. Give him a shot at the scale. Hard hit. A little reel switch here with Petey. Big tail. I got a ringtail and a sea bass. And ow! Ouch! Got me. And neither of them are worth keeping. Petey on the keeper train. Nice job, Petey.
Yo. Oh.
Petey on the score again. That's a legal fish. He's a 13, 0.75, maybe 14 inches. Let's get a look at him. Yep. Right there's the sea bass, folks. Some people call them knotheads. These aren't quite big enough, but you can see where he's starting to get that knot right there on his head. So, yeah, let me get him to the scale. This is either a double or a keeper. Here comes the Harriers over top. You can hear them. This is not a keeper. I think I got number 14. Number 14. Like a dog. Another red snapper. American red. Another endangered American red. We can't keep them. Oh, yeah. Folks, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to keep those fish. It was a struggle, but we got our 14 sea bass. Well, it's 1 o'clock. We're gonna head in. Gonna have a nice following sea on the way in. Petey's gonna wash down the boat. I gotta remember to pull up the Rodan. By the way, Rodan worked great today. Held position, no problem. Great investment. They're a little finicky. If you don't know how to work on stuff, I would suggest you don't buy one. Other than that, them being a little finicky, great machine. Great machine. Held bottom all day. Ooh, there's some nice marks right there. Anyways, we'll see y'all at the cleaning table with a limit of sea bass. As is customary, after a long day of fishing, today was kind of a short day though. I have a cigar and we have a beer. This is I never drink beer when I'm out in the boat, but once I get in the inlet, I always have a beer or two. Cheers.
Another good day at fishing.
Cheers. If you had to do your life all over again, what wouldn't you do? And you can't say hire me.
I wouldn't work.
Oh. What would you do for money?
I don't know, be a gigolo.
All right, well, I think we'll leave out on that one. All right, great day on the water. We got just in between two fronts. We had some big swells, but nice weather. And we got our limit of sea bass, 7 per person. And it was just a great day. So let's flay one of these babies up. Come on over here and zoom. You got the fish? Mm-hmm. You start in up here. You're going to trace him out. You got to be careful with these sea bass because they don't get real big. Well, they do get big, but unfortunately we don't have them today. So you got to get every ounce of meat you can. Take that lateral line. Come up, fold the fillet up, cut down the backbone. Come out the other side. Come up over the breastbone if we can. Unfortunately, I got some other bones there. And they are slippery little devils, and this is a sharp knife. There's a sea bass fillet. Then skin the fillet. One little finger on there, just enough to get hold of the fillet. Work your way back and forth. Turn him over. He's got some pin bones right in here. You're gonna cut there. You're gonna cut there, there, and there. And you see that little white dot right there? I left one bone in him. And that's how you fillet a sea bass. Best eating fish in the ocean. What up, friends? Welcome to the kitchen. Pharmacist Sean on the camera today. Thank you, Pharmacist Sean, for being my cameraman. First time I ever had a cameraman. You can say thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, all right. All right, what are we going to do for dinner? For dinner with our sea bass that we caught, our 14 sea bass that me and Petey caught, we're going to do a garlic and Parmesan and sun-dried tomato polenta with a blackened sea bass over top of it and a lemon and pepper asparagus on the side. So let's get started on the polenta. In my new Dutch oven, because I wore my old Dutch oven out for all you avid watchers, you'll notice my red Dutch oven is gone and this one does not have any stains in the bottom of it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the sun-dried tomatoes. These are julienne cut with herbs. It makes it a lot faster because you don't have to cut them and they already have herbs in them. The one thing I will say is when you're cooking with sun-dried tomatoes, be very careful because they're packaged in sunflower oil, and you have to, so you don't want to add oil to a dish and then put sun-dried sunflowers in later because it will add more oil to the dish. So I'm going to put in about half the jar. And with that, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, the greatest tool in your kitchen. Hey, come to find out, my friend Meredith sent me a text and said, I need to buy one of these. What is it? And I looked at it, and it says Graham Kerr on it. And Graham Kerr was also known as the Galloping Gourmet in the day. And this was part of his product line that my mom probably bought me, and I bet my brother has one just like it because every Christmas she bought us the same thing. So the graham cur is the collectible Galloping Gourmet edition. What do you know? All right, next we're going to put in our onions. And be very careful with these sun-dried tomatoes because they will char up fast. And we're just looking to sweat the onions down. And then next we're going to go in with our garlic. Why don't we put garlic in now? Why do you think, Sean?
I don't know.
Garlic burns very easily, so we always put it in last. Looking. All right, 3 minutes in. Now we're going to come back with the garlic. Garlic. Get it moving in there. And now we're going to give it about 1 or 2 minutes, and then we're going to start putting together our polenta. All right, the garlic's been in there a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn this way down, and then I'm going to start my polenta. So the question is, what is polenta? Polenta is nothing more than cornmeal. It's just a much coarser cut than cornmeal. You could even use cornmeal for this dish if you want it, but I went ahead and bought some polenta. So polenta is a 1 to 3 mix with fluid. So you put in a cup of polenta in a bowl, and I'm going to put it in my measuring cup. And then you start with 1 of your 3 cups of fluid. We know that there's 4 cups in a box of vegetable broth, so I'm going to put just enough fluid in there that I can get the polenta mixed up in. And that helps it when you pour it back in. I'll mix this up, and that helps it when you pour it back in, and it keeps it from clumping. So we're going to put not the rest, but everything minus a cup, and I'm going to eyeball it, of our vegetable stock in our, I could have used a measuring cup, I guess.
This is how I cook.
That's about a cup left in there. And I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I'm going to get it to simmer, and then I'm going to add this polenta and vegetable stock that I have mixed up. That's good. All right, so we got our pot simmering, our vegetable stock with these julienne sun-dried tomatoes and the garlic and the onions. And now we're going to put in our polenta, and our polenta was 1 cup of polenta and 1 cup of vegetable stock. So we're gonna whisk in the polenta. I'm gonna go ahead and put it all in there. Now I'm going to take my whisk, and it really helps to get the water in the polenta first. If you try just dropping polenta into hot water, it will really clump. And now we're just going to continue to work this and continue to whisk it till we have no clumps. And then we're going to continue to simmer it, and we are going to stir it about every 5 or 6 minutes until it starts to harden up. All right, stirred out all the clumps. I've turned my fire down to low. I'm going to cover it, and about every 5 minutes for the next 30 minutes, I'm just going to stir it until it's ready, and then I'll add my cheese. All right, so I've been working this for about 15 minutes, but one thing I want to mention is if it gets a little dry on you and you start sticking to the bottom, you know, you got 1 cup left over from that stock, and you can always add, 4 to 8 tablespoons at a time. That's what I've been doing. Hey, shout out to my buddies at Lot Tackle in North Palm Beach, Florida. I figure, growing up in Florida, since I pestered and bothered them for 20 years and drove them crazy in North Palm Beach because we lived just across the street, I'd wear one of their shirts in my video. All right, asparagus. I've already cleaned a bunch of asparagus, but I just want to go over it. My wife turned me onto this years ago. I used to chop it with a knife, but my wife said the asparagus needs to be it needs to give up on its own. So what I do is I leave the rubber bands around it, and I just quickly run down the stalk like this and let it kind of break where it wants to break. Now we're going to take this asparagus. Another thing I like to do, we're going to set it in the pan. I like to take half of it and turn it the other way. That way it gets the pan right. We're going to put a little bit of avocado oil on it. And then we're going to put a little bit of lemon pepper on it because I've used this lemon pepper once before and it's very salty. This is McCormick's lemon pepper. Great flavor, but a little salty. So we're not going to kill it. And now we might want to turn the oven on, get some heat going, and we're just going to let that work in and simmer. That's pretty much lemon and pepper asparagus. We are going to finish the polenta. It's been 30 minutes. I've stirred it 4 or 5 times. I don't know. We're going to take the lid and set it to the side. Try not to catch our towel on fire. I'm going to put, because it just looks like it needs it, I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of this beautiful Kerrygold. That'll about do it. And here I have a 3-cheese blend from the Harris Teeter, Assaggio, Romano, and Parmesan. I'm probably putting about a cup of that in there. I'm going to let it work. I'm going to work it in. And then I'm going to set all this to the side. And when I'm done, if I think that I need it, I might add a little more vegetable stock to it. But it looks like it's coming together very well. All right, we're going to cover it. Set it to the side. All right, we're going to just keep working this asparagus until it gets to the point where you think you like it. People like it all different ways. I prefer it mushy. My wife prefers it al dente, so we'll be having it al dente. All right, we're going to get our fish going. I've already taken the liberty of putting a little bit of oil on the sea bass fillets and a little bit of my favorite spice, and this time it was Bada Biscayne Bay seafood seasoning. And then I'm going to, now I've got a little bit of oil going in a pan with a little bit of butter. I'm going to get this really hot, and then I'm going to flash off the sea bass fillets, and they'll be ready for the polenta. But first we're going to work on this asparagus a little more until we think it's almost ready. Then we'll set it aside, then we'll start the fish. All right, we've got a nice hot pan. Coming in with the sea bass fillets. Caught by me and Petee. If you watched this video, if you made it this far, you saw us catch this fish. It was a beautiful day, winter day in North Carolina. Caught these about 18 miles out. What do you think? You're going to fit these in here?
Oh yeah, they're going to fit.
You know, back it up. Back that bass up. High heat. Probably 3 minutes each side. And then we will go to the plate. All right, we're going to give them a flip. It's been about 1.5 minutes. Sea bass is a very delicate fish. Cooks very fast. You know, if I had to do this over again, I think I would have used my cast iron skillet with just butter. But here's where I find myself. Now, do you know this is authentic sea bass, not to be confused with Chilean sea bass? Did you know, Pharmacist Sean, that Chilean sea bass has nothing to do with sea bass?
I do know that.
Chilean sea bass is actually a member of the cod family. And the only way they could figure, this fish was very plentiful, and it was good. And the only way they thought that they could sell it was to brand it. So they branded it Chilean sea bass. It's actually cod. This is the real deal. All right, let's go to the plate. Starting off with, woo, almost did it. One very healthy scoop of polenta. This is for Pharmacist Sean, so we'll put a little extra in there. A piece of sea bass. Another piece of sea bass. Another piece of sea bass. Then we'll place some asparagus around the outside. A little bit of Assaggio cheese over the top. There you go. Garlic and Parmesan and sun-dried tomato polenta with blackened sea bass over top and lemon pepper asparagus. Hey, please subscribe and like, because it means a lot to all of us. Y'all take care.
Oh.
I have no makeup.
Are you ready, Pharmacist Sean? First impressions?
All right, first bite of the black sea bass with polenta.
Good stuff?
Delicious.
Good, delicious. All right, y'all take care.